how different is it, raising boys versus girls? What's been
The girls
the
are the
challenge?
hardest. The girls are the hardest because they're a little more manipulative. They're smarter. The child inside the womb, the moment that the woman's body recognizes the little girl, about 3 months of gestation, it floods it with estrogen. And so it causes these connections between the left and right hemisphere, almost 3 to 5 times the connections from what I've read that men have. Men have this myopic thing, see this, go and do it. But girls contemplate everything. So the girls are so much smarter naturally than the men, and they learn how to manipulate. They learn to cry, they learn the smiles, they learn all of that. And then they're gullible because they think they've mastered men by mastering manipulating daddy, and they go out and they try and do that into the world. So letting my 2 older daughters go. I watch my daughters now, and I'm scared to death because of the karma. Because I know the things that I did to women when I was growing up, stuff I wouldn't want somebody doing to my daughter. That's just the reality. We don't, like me and my wife, we talk, and she's like, I would love to make love. I would love to make love. I said, nobody's going to be sitting there talking about, you are so beautiful, singing that while they're making love. I said, it's more of an aggressive act in some way, and maybe it's the things that I've watched, but
singing while making love.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to visualize. Man, you think some of these R&B guys could pull it off like Kevin Campbell or Keith Sweat or something.
But nobody's doing that.
That's impossible to be able to do it.
You're not.
You know what? I'm going to talk to my wife. I'm going to try it this weekend.
I try.
What a task!
I try it, but
your voice is going to crack, though. No.
Yes, figuratively, the singing, the.
Rob, what do you think? Are you thinking about it? Like, is this a challenge for you as well? Can you sing?
No, but it's not the singing. It's not the singing, but it's the, it's the foreplay, and that's something that I have to learn to do. The foreplay is the love making,
right?
But then when you get to the penetration, that's a different kind of act. That's a testosterone.
That's intentional, intense.
Yeah, there's no Keith Sweat playing in the back of your head. There's none of that. There's
no music.
Joe Cochran. Nothing. The dun rubbing it. So it's that balance. Men have this expectation because I watched a bunch of porn growing up. So I had an unnatural expectation of what should have taken place inside of lovemaking. So I've had to learn, or trying to learn, how to make love in an honest way, in a loving way.
Honest way.
In a loving way, not in some.
So you openly talk about that with your girls?
I had to. I had to talk to my girls about, do you know how many women I've had encounters with that if I bumped into them today, I wouldn't know their name. I wouldn't know their face. I was like, do you want to be like that for somebody? Because men have game, and I hope that that's enough. But karma doesn't allow that. My daughters probably end up having to deal with the same thing that I did to women, So the karma.
Does that scare you?
Yes, it does. But it actually sobers you,
Wow. And the other day we went to one of our friends, his daughter, which is kind of like my niece, we're together all the time. She's got a first boyfriend. So she's in college. He flies in with her, and they bring her over to our house, and we're having dinner, and we're playing a game, and I'm watching him. And I'm like, this guy is nice, because the dad is a little bit of a brilliant guy, very technical. He has a side to him that he could be an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And he was too soft, like he can be pushed around. Do you sit there and think about, daughters typically date their fathers, date a man like their fathers? Is that what scares you? Like they could date you?
Yes. And I know how manipulative I was. My uncles were pimps. So I had a different understanding of how you dealt with women. Now, that was the pimp that I played in Hustle and Flow.
Too natural.
Too natural. You have to learn not to. I've got this rule, like when Satan asked Jesus to turn stone into bread to feed himself. I took from that, you do not turn stone into bread to feed yourself. You don't take a gift that's been given to you, for selfish purposes. So if I had the proverbial gift of gab, it wasn't to be used to talk somebody into a threesome, something I wouldn't want somebody talking my daughters into.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done that, in the growing up stages. And that is something that it hits you. It constantly comes back. It constantly comes back. And that's the hardship of raising daughters over raising sons, But nowadays you have to worry about, sons being overly aggressive and getting killed, because the men in my family are very aggressive, in dealing with authority. So girls scare me, though, the most. Hi, everyone. My name is Terrence Howard. I'm an actor, but in the field of science also. So if you would like to connect with me, you can connect with me on Connect. The QR code is down below, and let's have a great conversation.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.